Happy 2026, guys. I'm going to go into the energy for the full year. And if you would like to check out last year's energy, because we're still in it. We've gone into a new year, but it doesn't end automatically. This is a gradual step. So just look at the past 2025, what it brought up for you. It was always ever going to be about clearing, releasing, the end of situations. Now, 2025 was a 9 universal year. So if you want to look at the tarot, there's the 9, which is the Hermit. Now, the Hermit here is very much linked to Virgo energy, about looking at the detail, looking at where we've been of service, looking at the practical side of life. Now, Virgo also rules our health, our nutrition, and our body and our mind. So there's something that's had to end, release through your body or your mind, the number 9, universal year, that give you wisdom. As you can see here, we've got the Hermit, we've got the wisest sage. There was something you had to go through in 2025, endings, releases, completions, mind and body, soul connection, that taught you a lot of wisdom. So here we are now, moving into the 10 universal year. So 2026 adds up to 10. And that is the Wheel of Fortune. Look at this beautiful energy. Number 10, 1 and 0, 0 point, back to the beginning again. This is Jupiter energy. Expansion, growth, good luck, good fortune. For the first half of the year, Jupiter's in Cancer. And there's no coincidence that, and I've mentioned this in the full moon reading in Cancer, that the year starts with a full moon in Cancer and ends with a full moon in Cancer on December the 23rd. So it's bookended by home, children, family, mother, womb, feminine energy, intuition, where you feel safe. But Jupiter wants to expand something in this area of your life. And this is where luck is in your favor. Something's moving. So a lot of you might have been in a heavy karmic cycle to do with home, children, family. And it's saying to you, 2026 is going to look very different than what it began, because it's home, children, family, areas to do with expansion, growth, relocating, mother energy, nurture, pregnancy, fertility, childhood. It's all going to change. 2026, there is every outer planet, which is very rare for them to change because the outer planets move more slowly. They're all changing from water and earth signs into fire and air. So meaning it's going to quicken up, and you're thinking, well, 2025 went like a blink of an eye, and it did. So things are going to speed up. Your manifestations are going to come in quicker. But this is asking you to go with what you've learned from 2025 and what it was trying to cleanse out. So I'm going to pull a few tarot. I'm going to pull a row from my new deck, my new rose-coloured gold. Look at this beautiful energy, and they're gorgeous. Look, there's Aries. So Aries is going to be significant. Authenticity is going to be the theme of 2026. Now, I remember every New Year's Eve, I pull a tarot. I pull a tarot card for the whole of the next year. So on New Year's Eve last year, I pulled a card for the collective energy, and it came up with the death card. Well, it was so apt that it was endings, ready to make space for the new. So let's just see what card is going to be the theme of 2026 for the collective. Let me just see what this energy is. See if one will, oh, there we go. How beautiful. This is Venus in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, so it coincides with that Wheel of Fortune that I've just pulled. So Venus in Sagittarius, it's saying, come on, the feminine's rising. You're getting your spark back, fire, energy. The phoenix rising from the ashes, the kundalini spark. But this is our feminine that is rising in 2026. Brilliant. I'm going to pull that there as the overall energy. And let's pull a few cards to see what the messages are for 2026. Collective energy, please, for 2026. Collective energy for 2026. What do we have? 9 of Cups. Nines, remember we've just left a 9 universal year. Nines were about endings. What was blocking your wish fulfillment? This is the wish fulfillment card. What emotion was stood in your way from feeling internally, emotionally fulfilled? Because that's where your wish fulfillment comes from, your emotions, yourself. Because if you don't believe, you won't receive. So this is where we've had to wake up the feminine. And this is saying 2026, there's wish fulfillment coming in your emotions. You can see here there's a man and he's sat very content with every cup emotion that he could dream of. This is Jupiter in Pisces. Again, there's that Jupiter theme. Wow. What else do we have? 0 point. This card was also pulled in the full moon in Cancer. See how it's all correlating to this Cancerian energy. For those of you that have done the growth, done the inner child wound in healing, done the releasing ancestral patterns, breaking away from the past, attachments, you're going to hit February the 14th running. Why February the 14th? Because them big outer planets I was talking about, Saturn and Neptune, they're coming into a brand new astrological Aries point, 0 point, and starting a reset button in the cosmos. We are leading in a more balanced masculine feminine. You won't see this showing up in the external world. This is your internal world. This is where you've had to be different. This is where you've had to do the healing, the growth, and this is where Jupiter said, now you're going to get rewarded. So Jupiter energy, Uranus energy, this is what this represents, but also Aries energy, taking a leap of faith, trusting yourself. Loving the energy so far. You can't write this, guys. This is the 4 of Cups. This is linked to the moon in Cancer. This is moon in Cancer energy. There's that cup of emotion. But you have to trust that you have done the self-work. You have done the self-care. You have let go of people, places, and things because your soul knew it was the right thing to do. Your mind might have been in a battle with you. Your ego might have been in battle. Your logic. And this is saying, no, you trusted something. And with that full moon on the 3rd of January, it's going to bring up something where you're feeling at home with yourself once more, emotionally. And that's going to bring in this energy. And once you feel at home and safe, you've awakened, is that a word? You're feminine. You're in a nurturing nature. And no matter what chaos has gone on, because we're all ending out big cycles, or we have ended out big cycles, especially 25 showed you that. You're still here. You've survived. You've done the healing work. You've grown. And this is where Jupiter is coming in to expand something. Now, Jupiter in Cancer is in retrograde up until about, I think it's March. Could be wrong. I think it's March. So there might still things be coming up. There might be things coming up to do with the past for us to finish off within that energy. But I don't feel like it's going to be anything like we've been through. This is just giving you a reminder of where you've grown and give you an opportunity to release, make peace, or forgive some kind of past energy. I can't believe it. 10 of Cups. This is Mars in Pisces. Mars is that masculine. Mars rules Aries. And in Pisces, it's the softer masculine. It's the compassionate masculine. And I feel like this is where a lot of us have been healing that masculine and feminine, mother-father energy to bring in the 10 of Cups. But remember, there's the wish fulfillment. That's what you wish for, and then you get it. This is where Jupiter's playing a big role in 2026, and I'm feeling so positive with this energy. Well done, guys, because you've done the emotional work. You've trusted yourself. You've believed in yourself. You had to make them sacrifices. You had to let go. You've had to let go and let God. Now, I don't use God in context like that. I don't usually say that word. But funnily enough, God came up in that full moon I pulled on my Mary Magdalene oracle, and God came up in that energy. So I'll put the link in the description box for that full moon in Cancer, guys. Now let's go in. There's that brand new Aries beginning. 0 point. 0 point. Let's go into my new deck. My new fancy dancy, glowing, positive. These are very Jupiterian, very sparkly and abundant. Let's go clarify. Let's see. 9 of Cups, what do we have? The Queen. Queen of Swords. This is boundaries. This is teaching the brain, the mental energy to have more stability. And it's the feminine energy. So it's where you've put the boundaries in. 3 of Cups, more Cancer energy. This is Mercury in Cancer, where you've communicated or you've reinvented something. You broke away from traditions. I'm going to go into this energy more. And there's the Sagittarius energy, fast, moving, fire energy. Remember, we're moving out of water into fire and air. And this is fast energy, the fastest night. You're moving away from deception. It doesn't fool you anymore. That was just your mind keeping you stuck. 10 of Cups, what do we have? The Lovers. Gemini energy, the mind again, air elemental. Choices. We always have choices. Balanced, masculine and feminine. We're recreating that union with the masculine and the feminine to bring in a brand new version of what we want to bring in 2026. But we're doing it authentically. We're doing it courageously. We've let go of them all people-pleasing wounds. Wow. There's the universe gifting us with a big pentacle there, guys. Wow, beautiful. And here we're letting go of this. There's the Emperor and the 5 of Swords, the conflict. We're letting go of that old wounded masculine, that immature masculine that used to use his ego, his logic, his brain to keep him safe. And now you know that's wasted energy. Them conflicts were merely there to teach you, to expand your growth, your healing. The projection that they showed you were there to mature your masculine. You've stood the test of time. And now it's time for the rewards. Wow. I just feel like I want to end it there. Now, what I'm going to do, for those that are liking this, guys, do hit that subscribe button, if I haven't already said that. I'm going to pull on my Dragon's Path. I pulled this out yesterday, and I don't think I've used these cards on camera before. So this is the Dragon Path, Oracle, Caroline Mitchell, and I'm going to see what the dragons want to bring in. With it being a fast and fiery energy, I'm going to pull on the dragons, see what they have to say. What messages do we have? Destiny. Wow, loving this. Destiny. What else do we have? The Delphin. I'm going to have to read these because I don't know what the meanings are off the top of my head. And Platinum. Platinum gold. Girl, it's a higher expression and courage. Yeah, we've had the courage to rise above something here. So Destiny. Let me just read from the book what he wants to tell us. What does Destiny want to tell us? We're moving into our destiny. So let me have a look, see what Destiny wants to show us. The Roman numerals, and you know they always throw me, even though my home number is Roman numerals. I actually live on a green, and it's got a Roman villa, and it's not been excavated. It's out, and this is one of the reasons why we bought this house. Patriarchal Rome. That's what we've had the courage to break free from. The patriarchal masculine energy. That's where the conflict, that's all we knew was survival. And now it's saying we've had the courage to break free, and we've now opened up something in our destiny that's new, that you've never felt before. Okay, let's have a look. Let me continue the struggle. Trying to find this card. I'm very impatient because I am an Aries. Here we go. Found him. Right, destiny. Here we go. It is your life, your journey, your path. You walk it your way. Authenticity screams to me at this. We're not going to get away with unauthentic people this year. We're going to be authentic to ourselves because we know our worth and our value. We work through a lot. We've sacrificed a lot through this path toward where we find ourselves at now, at reset, and we ain't going back. So we're going to have a big unauthenticity bullshit detector built in. So this card is saying, Destiny is a mighty dragon of great authority. She has no time for fluffiness, ego, or human dramas. There you go. As she puts it, she and her kind have been hidden in the depths of the earth for eons, waiting for us to be ready to take back our power and stand in our individual and collective might. She wants to galvanize us into action so that we stand strong against adversity and, if necessary, fly in the face of authority to challenge systems that are no longer fit for purpose. She says, if you want change, you need to be in that change, not wait for others to do it for you. You do not need their permission to live your life your way, nor can they absolve you from your responsibility. It is your life, your journey, your path. You walk it your way. Light and fluffy will not create lasting changes on your planet. Now, if you're wanting bold, courageous action, this is the man. But remember, he's matured. He's not the ego-driven control manifester manipulator. He is the compassionate, because now Aries is in the sign of Neptune, which is spirituality. Aries is in the sign of Saturn, which is doing things right, the disciplined way. Anything that's come to harm or to hurt, he's going to say, no, thank you. So we've got destiny. We are facing periods of change at these times. As people on earth, we can achieve a more secure future if we come together and work for the good of all. We can be the change. The time for division has passed. It is time for us to unite, collaborate, and work in unison. But you're going to know the ones that have got your back and the ones that don't on a personal level. Let's have a look at Delphin. Let me just go back to the struggle again. Oh, I got a little bit of a... I ain't going anywhere, guys. That was a message that came in there. I've been on this channel for 5 years now, and I've battled with the algorithms. Some days, some months, I'll get thousands of views, and then others I'll get 20, but I'm still here because I'm here because I know in my heart this is where I'm meant to be, and I ain't going nowhere. I don't know why I had to say that. So if you want to share this channel, please do. If you don't, then you don't. I'm an Aries. So the Delphin is saying you can choose to heal and be healed, or swim in the riptides. This is where we're going to say we'll know the people that are ready to heal because we've done the work and we're ready to move forward and lead in a compassionate, but we also expect people to take their own healing journey seriously, disciplined, and move forward, because that's the only way. Remember, if you want change, you've got to change it yourself. Not fluffy and light. That's not our destiny. So Delphin is saying, Delphin is the etheric counterpart of the whales and the dolphins. The whales are the earth's record keepers, and the dolphins are our spiritual ancestors. They carry the blueprint of our spiritual existence here on earth. The wise old dragon of the deep carries the same knowledge and the understanding within the depths of his being. Delphin has this to say about our journey and the oceans of our planet. The waters of earth can cleanse or maim, support or take life. You, too, are faced with a similar choice. You can choose to heal and be healed, or swim in the riptides. Neither is wrong. It is only a matter of perspective and choice. You have been faced with arduous situations at times and made some bad choices too. Remember, you are human. And as humans, we must As a human race, we make mistakes and on occasion poor decisions, but that is all part of the learning. It is time to forgive yourself and others. Move on. Wow, no nonsense energy is coming from the dragons today. And then we've got platinum, which I'm feeling a little bit, as just looking at the energy, bit less Aries. I think it looks a little bit more softer. Platinum. That's my Libra moon speaking there. So let's have a look. What have we got? Platinum. So here we are. Platinum says, I am the keeper of secrets. This incredible being is the guardian of Atlantean temples. He connects the Saint Germain and is the historian and record keeper of all events during the Atlantean era. He can take you to and bestow you upon the magic encompassed in that time. His message says, I am the keeper of secrets, which are the old as the universe itself. I am here to impart this ancient knowledge upon you, for yourself and for others. This wisdom has been hidden for eons and forgotten by many. Now is the time for these memories to resurface and for you to acquire ancient knowledge like many things. These secrets have been hidden in plain view. All you need to do is ask and reconnect with them. You can do this in meditation. Platinum will show you what you need to learn and recall, bring into alignment with the new chakra energy and guide you through chakra color systems. It will make you aware of your healing potential and connect you with abilities deeply, paving the way for you to become the spiritual warrior. Aries in Neptune, the spiritual warrior. Aries is the war god. So I knew this felt a little bit softer, but it's still taken on that Aries energy of we can change the world. But we need to trust, we need to go into that feminine wisdom and trust and meditate and connect and be more receptive to our intuitive nudges. Well, I'm looking forward to 2026, guys, and I'm looking forward to being here with you and sharing the journey. Hope you enjoyed this and happy 2026.